Hey guys. Hey guys, what's up? So I was having technical difficulties with my video. So what I am doing is making my rice, my special rice. It's a fusion of paella and jambalaya. I get about 2 cups of washed rice, and again, I rinse it till the water runs clear. I got some onion. I actually, to give it a little bit of flavor, some rendered bacon fat. That's completely optional. Obviously this is a hearty meal, and so it's not like the healthiest, but it's just gives it a little bit of flavor. So what I did so far was I sauteed the onions in that, and then I put the rice. So that's what I'm doing right now. I have some garlic, and I have some shrimp and some chorizo. You can use soy chorizo. Everything is adjustable, you guys. It's completely up to you. I also have some kielbasa, which I'm going to be cutting up, and some shrimp. The shrimp has been rinsed and it has been deveined. It's the deveined shrimp. So here you see right here, I'm pretty much just sauteing this rice. I have my ingredients: some Old Bay, if you have bouillon, some cumin, so a little bit of cinnamon, some black pepper, Italian seasoning, paprika. The onion and the garlic are optional. I reserve the garlic for last because garlic on high heat tends to get bitter. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to be adding the, I'm sorry, I'm having a brain fart, the chorizo. Okay? So yeah. So we're going to be adding the chorizo. And yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing. We're going to be adding the chorizo. Okay, so stir this up, okay, like so. And then let's get the chorizo. And what we're going to do is be careful if you're a first-time cook. Be careful handling, you know, knives and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to use the full chorizo. So I'm going to split it in the middle like this. Oops. Okay, what I do is I cut it halfway, and then kind of like nunchucks, I fold it in half. And then what I do is I go ahead and then I just squeeze the chorizo. I actually put the rice aside to one side, and so I have, you know, some space to cook. And then I just squeeze the chorizo, you know, into my pan. Okay, like that. Super yummy, guys. I love it because my husband was craving jambalaya and I was craving paella, so we kind of just came up with this recipe because his buddy and his buddy's girl told her, like they really introduced us to jambalaya, like the way that they like it, and instant jambalaya. But I was like, you know what, I'm gonna look up the ingredients and make it, you know, my own. So I'm gonna go ahead and wash my hands. When you're handling any kind of raw meats or cased meat, always wash your hands. So right now I'm just washing my hands and let the meat do its thing. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. And like I said, I push the rice to one side so I can cook up that chorizo just until the chorizo gets crispy. Okay, guys? So that's what we're doing so far. And now I'm gonna go ahead and put you guys right over here so you guys can get a better view of what's going on. Just 1 second. Just bear with me, guys. I'm gonna put you guys like that. Hang on 1 second, guys. Bear with me. This is my first live stream on Facebook. I'm sorry, not Facebook. Not on Facebook, because I usually live stream on Facebook, but I'm really proud. I figured out how to do this by myself. So I probably sound like a super dork, but you know, I'm just figuring it out. But yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of put you like this. Okay? like that. Alright guys, so pretty much what you're going to do is you're going to kind of break up the chorizo and just let it cook. Let it crisp up. When it crisps up, that's how you know it's ready. And be careful because this pot is hot. That rhymes. Alright, I'm just going to bring you guys right here like so you can see what I got going on in here. Okay? Alright. So just break up that chorizo like so. There you go. This seems to be a pretty popular dish that I make that my family loves. My friends, they really enjoy it. So yeah, so I wanted to share with you guys. It's a pretty popular dish and my friends and family enjoy it. So we're just gonna check up on the heat and medium to high heat. Be careful because chorizo on high heat, it like cracks and it could give you some like kick up, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that's what we're doing. Alright, just breaking it up like that. Okay. And this is about 2 cups of rice, but so you're gonna need about 4 cups of filter. I use filtered clean water, like bottled water, whatever water you guys, you know, whatever you guys have access to. So I'm using the filtered water, but you see how this is getting? So now we're gonna move the rice and mix it with the chorizo, okay? It smells super yummy in here, guys. You know, if you guys are college students, if you guys are on a budget, like this is just like a budget friendly meal. For the most part, people already have rice on hand. You can use quinoa. I've made this with quinoa. I have made this with, you name it, brown rice. You can do half brown rice. You can do whatever. Sky's the limit. You know what I'm saying? You could even try this with pasta. But for the recipe's sake, we're going to stick to how I usually prepare this, okay? So yeah, so it's just doing its thing. Now we're going to go ahead and get the garlic. And I got about 1 or 2 cloves of garlic. Okay, smells so good in here. Okay, kind of just shake that off. I'm sorry. Now we're gonna start adding the seasonings, and you can season it to your personal preference. You know, if you don't have all this fancy stuff in your fridge, I'm sorry, in your cabinets in your house, it's okay. You can the chorizo will give it its flavor for the most part. But I have some cumin, so about, I want to say about 2 teaspoons of cumin. And like I said, we're going to season it to taste, and we're going to put some pepper, some fresh ground cracked pepper, whatever you got. We're going to throw some basil up in there. Okay, got some basil, and we're gonna throw, let's see, just a pinch of cinnamon. I know you're like, what? But cinnamon has that like smoky, sweety kind of flavor, so just a little bit of that. Okay. And for color, we're going to put some paprika. I'm going to put you guys right here, so that way you guys can get in on the action that's going on. Alright, so we're going to put some paprika. Okay. And some Old Bay. If you don't have Old Bay, that's perfectly fine. Like I said, whatever you have on hand. Okay. And a little bit of sea salt. You can put some Italian seasoning. And then we're gonna get some water. I'm gonna use some filtered water, about 4 cups. And I put it in slowly, so you know it could start simmering. So that right there, that's about 2 cups, and it's starting to simmer and get pretty. Okay. Now I'm gonna add 2 more cups of water. Okay. And we're gonna get our kielbasa ready. Okay. If you don't have kielbasa, don't even worry about it. This is pretty much like everything in the kitchen sink up in here. You know, whatever you have on handy. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut up this kielbasa. Okay. So we're just gonna cut this puppy up. You can cut it in quarters, you can cut it in chunks, like whatever floats your boat. Okay? So we're gonna cut this kielbasa up. I'm gonna turn you a little bit right there. Okay? So I'm gonna cut it on the bias diagonally. Okay? And then we're just gonna add that kielbasa in there. And be careful, guys. And you're gonna get the heat just to a high, just a little bit, so it can start boiling. Okay? It's good to have chorizo on handy. I have chorizo for breakfast, well, not all the time, but for fancy breakfasts. I get them on sale and I put them in the freezer for occasions like this, you know. Like I said, you can get soy riso, you know, whatever your little heart desires. Okay. So let's just cut this up, put it in there. Be careful. Okay. All right. So this meal, the kielbasa is like $2.50 depending on where your market and stuff, but it's about $2.50 the kielbasa. The seasonings I already had at home, the rice I already had at home, and the shrimp, it was like $5 I think, and I only used half for some Alfredo with penne and garlic, and then I saved the other half for an instance like this where I gotta make this dish, you know. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're going to stir it like so. Just make sure that it doesn't stick to the bottom. I mean, it shouldn't stick to the bottom because I put non-stick spray, but you know, just stir that pretty guy up like that, like so. All right. And then usually, I mean, I don't have any bell pepper on handy, but you can add bell pepper, red bell pepper, green bell pepper. Sometimes I put jalapenos, you know. So now I'm gonna show you that the shrimp. The shrimp, I'm gonna add that at the end because shrimp can get tough and chewy. So when the rice is just about to be done, then you lay the shrimp on top and you put the lid on and steam it. So we're gonna put this up to high heat now, guys. And we're going to let it boil and then we're gonna cover it. Okay? Now, for those of you guys that don't know my background, I have a child with a rare illness. I actually was a dental assistant and I had to stop working to take care of her. So I have a kid in junior high, a kid in high school, and then a kid in preschool, and then my other child, she's in kindergarten. So I started doing YouTube in 2008 and I took a little break. I have done makeup. I started doing makeup like 20 years ago. I have friends, prom, you name it. And I've had odd jobs here and there. I've been a manager for restaurants. I've worked as a pastry chef. I've done so many different jobs, so I picked up different things from cooking, and I kind of just like started doing like my recipes, you know. And people are always like, hey, you know, that's really good, you should record it. And so I guess the rest is history. I started getting back into this, but I really love to do live cooking because I feel like you guys can tell me what you guys like, what I should add. It's very interactive, you know. I mean, it's cool to do videos and stuff like that, but I really love to do live cooking. So now it's starting to boil, and I'm gonna bring you guys over here so you can see it's boiling. Okay, and this one big pot will feed my family of 6. My little girl, she doesn't eat this, my son doesn't eat this, but like the adults and the big kids, yeah, this is some pretty yummy stuff. Okay, if you're having a dinner party, a potluck, you don't know what to make, you can throw this in the crock pot and you'll be good to go, you know. It'll be a hit at a party. All right, so I'm gonna put you back over here, and then I'm gonna show you my secret ingredients for this. So this is my secret weapon, hot sauce. I just put a couple dashes of that, and it gives it such a yummy flavor. So a couple shots of hot sauce, okay? And it's such a savory and mildly spicy dish. I wanted to also tell you guys, a couple days ago, I grilled some chicken, like a day or so ago. So I have some leftover chicken, and what I'm gonna do, and what you guys can do if you have leftover chicken, even if you guys have pre-cooked chicken, you can definitely shred it up and throw it in there. You know, nothing goes to waste in this house. I used to actually work for the conservation corps, so I'm all about conserving. So I'm gonna cut this chicken up in thin slices, and it's nice and firm because it's cold chicken, but it's gonna heat up in the pot. Okay, so I'm just slicing it up. Show you my chicken that's starting to boil. There's my chicken, so I'm gonna throw that in there because, like I said, nothing goes to waste in this house. Okay, so let's cut up the chicken in pieces. Okay, and be careful when you put it in there. Okay, so now we're gonna lower it to low, and we're gonna put the lid on, and it's gonna take about 25 minutes to cook. In about 10 minutes, stir it, check on it. If it needs a little more water, add a little more water, and then you would add the shrimp. Okay, so that's pretty much what we're doing. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and stir this up like so. It's starting to look really good. It smells really good. I even used my leftover chicken to make my hubby some wraps. I put it in a wheat tortilla, put the chicken, sliced it up, and put in some foil, and it was good to go. Alright, so now we're going to add just a tad bit more water. Just a little bit more, and then we're going to put the lid on for about 10 minutes. Okay? Before I put the lid on, I like to put some seasoning because when it rises, it's going to give it a pretty presentation. Okay? So let's put this guy on top like so. And then while that's doing its thing, I'm going to bring you over here, and I'm going to have you look at the shrimp. And I'll show you what we do with the shrimp. Okay? Alright, so let's bring you over here. Alright. So now I have you right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to rinse off the shrimp, and we're going to make sure that there is no shells, no extra peels or anything of that nature on there. Okay? So we're going to dump out the water. Okay? And hold on to the shrimp, okay guys? Don't let it fall. So just hang on to the shrimp. Okay? Okay? And then you're going to just rinse it one more time, and this is cold water, okay, that was rinsed with. If you don't want to add shrimp, you don't have to add the shrimp, okay? It's completely up to you. I just happen to have it in the freezer for another dish that I made, okay? So we're just gonna, you know, check it, make sure that there's no peels, because sometimes these things are in a big machine and they get missed. The peels get missed, you know what I'm saying? Alright. So that's what we're doing. So we're just going to rinse it one more time for good measure. I always rinse my meats because it's like, they have it in a brine and has like salty liquid to like, that it freezes in and stuff to preserve it. And, I mean, you can get it fresh, you know, whatever floats your boat, but I like to rinse whatever kind of meats that I get, you know? So yeah, so rinse it one more time, okay? And then we're gonna just let it steam on top of the rice. And that's how you prevent, you always put the shrimp last, because if not, it's going to be tough and chewy, and we don't like that. You don't want a tough and chewy shrimp. Okay, so just leave it there, and then we're gonna go check on our rice. So I'm gonna wash my hands because I was handling seafood, you know, you're handling raw meat. So I'm gonna go on the other side of my sink and wash my hands. Okay, so I'm just washing my hands, okay. Alright. And now we're gonna check on the rice. Alright? So let's check up on this rice. Let's see how this rice is doing. So let's put you over here and see how this rice is. Oh yeah. It's starting to come along. Starting to come along, guys. Alright. Let's start putting the shrimp in there now. Okay? Let's get the shrimp up in there, guys. So we're going to carefully ladle the shrimp on top. Just barely on top. Just very lightly. Okay? Just like that. Alright. This is awesome. I'm really, really enjoying this. I love it. Alright. Smooth it out on top, just lightly. And in about 10 minutes, you're going to have the most yummiest, hoodest, like, goodest, bombest rice. I feel, you know, you feel me? It's going to be so good. So, let me wash my hands again. And then I'm going to rinse this little thing out here because it had the raw shrimp inside of it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I know I had a good time. This is my first time live streaming and it was super exciting. And I just want to thank you guys so much for watching the Letty show and viewing. And it's been a pleasure and an honor. You know, you guys here, wherever you are watching, I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Alright guys. Well, thank you for watching, and when this is done, I'll go ahead and go live to show you the finished result. Alright, bye. See you later.